Hello everyone, so this is my first time doing this, but I had some requests in the comments of some other videos, and I kind of wanted to try my hand at doing it. So there's a little bit of behind the scenes, how this stuff was kind of made in this thing, because it fucking took a long time. So, let's go over it. If you haven't seen, this is my Fens Phantom, like, escape level room that I made, in one of my previous videos a few months ago. And, I basically, like, got the idea from, like, those old, like, rail shooters that kind of just, like, Time Splitter, is that one? No. Fuck, I can't think of it. But you're, like, cops, and you, like, have, like, the little pistol in your hand. So yeah, I wanted to do something like that, where, you're pretty much on tracks, and it guides you through this just like house of horrors. You have to survive, like this fucking guy. God, that's gross. And yeah, so it tells a little bit of a story too. I kind of wanted to do my take on like a oh fuck, on a like a Fens Phantom build. So kind of as you're going throughout, it fit really actually pretty good. You should really check out the video before this, Escape from the Fens Phantom, that I did. And it yeah, just kind of is more of like a complete story video. This is just going to be kind of the nuts and bolts of how it works and everything. So I'm going to go through it once, and then I'll take it into build mode after we're done, and I can kind of show you the like nuts and bolts behind the scenes that's making this all work. Okay. So here's where it starts off. This is, before I get into it, these are a lifesaver on PS4. There's a mod called Craftable Fuse Box, and so basically it's a switch, but it also has a power source too. So you're literally just, like, you don't have to have like convoluted power systems. You just have a switch, and you connect it to power, and your switch can connect to other things, and it just powers them on and off. So a lot of power too. It's like 100 in there. So yeah, here it starts out. That's gonna be like the figure you see throughout. It's kind of like ominously always watching you. And I divided it up into 3 levels, and I kind of wanted it to be just progressively more difficult. So it starts off like you're in this gross, like super nasty like room where they like, none of the survivors that have like gone through this before usually get out too quick, and they're just like, they become food for these like bugs, and they just are left to fester in here like this. Super gross. Gonna get this. Come here. Not today, Mr. Bug. Shit. Fucking maybe. Fuck, maybe today. Oh my god, I didn't realize my health was so low. Shit. Whew. Okay. And then throughout, you'll also see like these cool. I thought it'd be cool if like it's like almost like it's being recorded too, for others to watch later on. But basically, all of this is just you can build with like warehouse pieces and get creative with it, and just use different. But what I found is you need to really break it up. So like if I were to just do just like this one wall, like over and over and over again, it would look really boring and repetitive. So try and find things that are like similar to break it up, but also like kind of fit the aesthetic. Like here's like this cool backdrop with all the lighting because it's shining and trying to light who's ever here trying to survive. Yeah, and then just these I got from like posters of the wasteland. Adds a lot of different textures and like stuff like that. That can really make it look more than just like a wall, but actually have like information on it or things like that. Alright, so that is our first room. Pretty simple, pretty easy, just a standard pretty much barn setup. If you guys haven't, these are achieved through the wire glitch. It is super long and convoluted to explain, and others have done it better than me before, so look up like wire glitch if you're wanting to know how to like make these things that like appear like they're ropes that are supporting this guy and supporting these. Alright, so moving on to our next area. because it's going to be, fuck, come on. Got it. So, yeah, so you can literally make it through this entire, like, section of this whole level, and you don't really need to move your feet. Okay, so here is our first trap coming up. So it is a laser trip switch, which you get through the manufacturing Wasteland Workshop DLC. And so basically when this hits, it will set off and transmit power to something further down the line. So it's being powered by this, but whenever this trips, it's going to start to transmit the power to another craftable fuse box. And it'll take it down to here, which goes underneath and transmits power to this door, and cuts power to this gate. So let me actually stop and show a little bit how this is achieved, because there's a little bit of like stuff you gotta do to get that on and off sequence to happen from just one trigger activation. Also, sorry for this, I have like a shit ton of like mods that add different decorations, different retextures, pieces of stuff. It is on PS4 though, so what I have is limited, but it takes a really long time to get up in and out of the build mode, so kinda sucks, but I need that stuff there at my disposal. Or it just crashed. That's also been known to. Oh, thank God. Wow. Okay. So, around, so I can get in here and show you a little bit more about the wiring. So, sorry, I'm going to just store you here, Cappy. But, okay. So, we have wire going through the wall that is connected to our laser trip switch, which sends the power down along here through a nodule, but it goes through the wall, powers the door, and then as soon as this is tripped, it is transmitting power to this logic XOR gate. So whenever this input is powered, it cuts off whatever it is hooked up to. So we got the power coming down from our laser trip switch coming up through our door, which gets power at the same time. It's transmitting power down along this one to our XOR logic gate. So then that's our input. That's our input, is that one that we're powering on with the switch. And then our output is connected to the mutant hound cage here. And so whenever this occurs and it transmits power, it is then going to transmit power to the mutant cage as well. So that is how that is achieved. And sometimes it bugs out, but these conveyor belts should be moving. Alright, so on to the next room. And then I want to have a little couple like little gags in here just to break it up so it's not just boring. Just, oh, we're going through the walls again, and have like a couple surprises. So I thought the little jump scare with the movable wall and the wolf, but it's not really a wolf, like ha ha ha, you look stupid kind of thing, like the villain's taunting you in this part of the level. And so here's our next piece, and this is all built with like I think it's secret or movable walls mod, but really good, adds like all kinds of different like secret walls that can open up like that. And so down we are. I really want it to be like vertical, like you're moving through levels, and like each one is like almost like a different level in like a traditional kind of like game, like I'm thinking like of that rail shooter again. And so I also want it to be like as you're slowly going through, you're getting like all these different cool better weapons as like the threats get higher. You have to have better equipment to kind of make it through in this level, this scenario. And so this is another really easy thing to power. So we just have here's another craftable fuse box that's powering our lighting, that's also powering our conveyor belt again, so we still have that moving surface. And then we also have another another connector that's coming down. All of this is through like the Wasteland Workshop, all the craftable DLCs. That's where you get all these connectors, conveyor belts, all that stuff. And so it goes up to here to this switch, which is you gotta hit it, and then it either stops transmitting power or it sends power. So red light, it's off. You shoot it, transmits power to this power door, and then that's going to take us into our next room, our shooting gallery kind of area. There we go, killer be killed, man. Shit. Oh, I really need to I keep forgetting that I have no health. Oh, shoot. That guy got fucked up. Yeah, so here's a little neon decoration here. Kind of goes with the, it goes with the kind of theme that this is like all being recorded for some like person that's just watching us to like see later, and who knows what he's doing with it. But this is like our shooting gallery, where I wanted to have a big open area where you kind of had to just sticking with the rail shooter idea. I really wanted to go hard with that concept. Sticking with that, like this is just like this huge pop-up area, like where there's all these people, and you can be popping up, shooting them as you're going through this like huge shooting gallery. And all this is done with either like there's certain effects mods for PS4 that you can download. Custom vanilla assets is another one. It adds almost every single item you can find in the game, whether it's like signs like that, like at the combat zone, or statues, or rubble, debris, stuff to go on the walls, just miscellaneous objects. It's got everything in there for you. And yeah, and then the rest is just warehouse stuff again. So nothing too crazy. I don't like to have like a lot of like lore breaking, like stuff that's going to seem really out of place. So honestly, a lot of the stuff that's already in the game, it works pretty good. Okay, so once you've made it through the shooting gallery, you're on to the next part, which is the flamethrower trap head area, which is kind of a crazy idea. I wasn't sure it would be able to work, but it actually worked out pretty great. So here we go. Here's that creepy figure from earlier, still watching us, still recording us for some sort of nefarious intent. But here we go. We got another trip switch hooked up to power. A lot of simple wiring can really just be done with that, and you can get a lot of really cool effects out of it. So as soon as I hit this, it is going to transmit power down along this here, which actually does not connect to any of these until right here. And so once that's triggered, it's a delay switch, which you can build in the workshop through the craftable switches. It's just connected to a delay switch, to a flamethrower trap. Shit. It's just, okay, so powered from the laser trip switch. Whenever this gets hit, it transmits power down along the line to here. To this first delay switch, because I wanted to give it a little bit of time. It needs to be dramatic. I don't want them all going off at once. So this causes a staggered flamethrower trap effect. So what you'll do is you'll connect your staggered delayed switch to your flamethrower, and then also going to connect each delay switch to each other, and each flamethrower to the next delay switch. So you'll get this effect here with these two. So you've got delay switch to flamethrower to delay switch, and then delay switch to delay switch along the top. So as it's going along, this delay switch will get powered on, power the flamethrower. There'll be a short delay, powered by the flamethrower, delay, flamethrower, delay, flamethrower, delay, flamethrower. And the whole time that is happening, we have this little thing that is powered here. So this is connected to this is a hoop switch that is connected to a power source, and then the hoop switch is connected down along the line to this powered door here, so that anytime anything goes in there, it will briefly open the door and you have a chance to run through, hopefully before the flames can get to us. So let's try it out and see if we can do it. So there's the power switch up there, powering the switch, powering the door. So our flamethrowers are activated. Shoot! Here they're coming. Here they're coming. So now you're gonna try and shoot the heads, as it's saying, use your head. Shoot. Oh, it's been forever since I've done this. I'm gonna get burned, I know it. Oh shit, yep. Oh fuck. Oh man. This is embarrassing now. I nailed it the first try in the video. Alright, so it opens the door like that. And then as we're going through here, there will be all these turrets on the walls now. You gotta kind of mow down as you're making it down this kind of elevator section. I really want it to be keep spiraling down and down and down as it just keeps getting more difficult for you. And then there we go. Eyes always watching us. He's always watching us. And so this part, it kind of bummed me out in the original video. So it's gonna be a little bit of a break again because of the like I said, long mod listing. But there was a cool effect that wasn't in my original video that I kind of wanted to show, just because it adds a little bit more. Okay, so next we're going into the sewer section, and I don't know what it is, but it's from the custom vanilla assets thing. There's different like effects. And for some reason, some of the effects, like the fire and the water, and sometimes even the blood, they'll just disappear randomly. They're still there, but for some reason, they don't do their effects. But what fixes that is just to quickly find them in the build mode, pick them up, put them down, and the effect should come right back. I don't know why it didn't. But yeah, that's how you do that. If that ever happens and you're using the effects in custom vanilla assets, that's how you fix it. So, here we go. I wanted to have these cool, creepy mannequins. They trigger as you're brought by. And like you notice, like, is this one gonna come alive at the end? It's got a knife? Oh shit. Okay. And so this was done, this effect was done by, you can only do it once. So once you get this set up, you got it set up. And, shit. I'm like dying of radiation, because I had a radiation trap in here too. Sorry. Rat away. Shoot, I need to get in this thing really quick. I'll just do the rat away and I'll be fine. For a second until I get in it. I'll just describe it quick. Okay, so you build, you glitch with the Quappa mod, which is quality place anywhere. It's basically like PS4's version of place anywhere, but it's a little bit more convoluted, but it still allows you to place most things, most any places. You put a power armor workbench somewhere, and then you remove the flooring beneath it, and then remove the workbench. And then after you, well, before you remove the workbench, you place the armor inside of it, and then remove the workbench, and it should stay floating. And then same thing, wire glitch, if you guys can look it up, shows you how to do that. And it'll create this cool Iron Man effect, is whenever you enter it, you'll just do this cool, like, superhero fall. Like, a la Deadpool. And we almost died from radiation poison, folks. See if we can get some stim packs. There we go. Fuck. I don't want to deal with this heartbeat sound. Coca-Cola? Oh, I I need Radaway, don't I? Alright, it's not too bad. Yeah, it is. Let me get out of here real quick. And I'll come back in a second when I'm not, fucking dying. Alright, I am back, and, now I am not almost dead from radiation poisoning. And you don't have to hear that stupid beating of my heart anymore. Okay. Shit is right, fella. Yeah, so here is the, kind of like the, disposal, mechanism for this whole, system. And this is the first time in the level since the beginning that you can actually move about freely again, and you're not on the rails, because I wanted to have this cool fight at the end with power armor and everything, just kind of, like I said, building and building as you go. And then you find a, wow, even a Brotherhood of Steel soldier could not make it all the way through and was discarded. So you get to use his Gatling laser for the final boss fight. So I'm going to go through, take care of these guys real quick, and then I'll show you kind of how this works, how you set it up. Shit! Oh, fuck. You were not this hard this first time. Oh, that's the bad thing about, Deathclaw cages. You do not know what, you don't know what kind is actually gonna spawn. It could be, like, a regular Deathclaw, it could be a Savage Deathclaw, which has a skull, which means it can kill me pretty good. Come on, buddy. This power armor's tanking. Okay, come on, buddy. Last one. Woo! That was actually fucking sick. Okay, so yeah, that was like the big climactic, final like hard boss fight of the Escape from the Fens Phantom level. And yeah, I'll go through and show you everything later, as soon as I describe just those last couple parts. Okay, so I have a trip switch that's powering the door, so it transmits power from this engine out here to the garage door, and it opens whenever you hit that switch. And then immediately inside the door you have another trap switch right here, laser trip switch, and then when you activate it, you start transmitting power out of this from this fuse box. That goes down the line through our conduit here to here, which then collects to a what gate is this? I think it's another XOR gate. I believe it's an XOR gate. Okay, so laser trip switch is connected to fuse box. Fuse box is connected to laser trip switch. Laser trip switch is connected to conduit. So the conduit will be transmitting the power that's activated from the laser switch down along here. And so at this point we're going to go from our conduit to our XOR gate again. And then our XOR gate is going to be connected to this power system here. Alright, so let me just describe the whole XOR gate, because it is a doozy to describe. So, we have our XOR gate that is connected to the Deathclaw cage. And then the other ends of the XOR gate are connected from the conduit that is transmitting power from our trip switch. And then the red section is also transmitted to our other power source here. And then finally to this power switch here. So this is going to be powering all of the stuff that we need. So once again, we have the power from the trip switch door, right here from the laser trip, getting power from its fuse box, flowing along here, down to the conduit. Conduit is going into the XOR gate. It's going into the red section, so that is your input, and in the black section I think is your output to the cage, and these are just connected with conduit, so we can actually connect it to the cage. So power to the red, power to the red, and then black goes to your cage. So whenever this finally gets tripped, it'll go down here, and then it will transmit power to this, which will then transmit power and cut power to the cages, opening them. That's what they will do. Because whenever this XOR logic gate has more than I think 2 inputs, it cuts off power to its output, which would cause these to stop, open, but also be powered by that switch like that. So that is the long convoluted way of wiring in Fallout 4. Thanks, Todd. It just works that easy. But that is how you do that. And let me move along to our last little section, little gag, little set piece on this Fens Phantom level. So you're probably wondering, like, why is this a Fens Phantom level? We've never really seen anybody except like a shadowy figure. But if you watch my original video, you will see these tapes really tell the story of this place. Kind of my take on a place that's already in the game, but I think I did a little better. No offense, Bethesda, but there it is. So, yeah, if you listen to all these tapes, you'll hear like the Fens Phantom recordings and everything. And you won't get to see them in the video, but it's got a cool kind of transition to an ending in my Fens Phantom video. So, you've made it through the gauntlet. You've survived insects, you've survived mutant hounds, raiders, radiation, flamethrowers, traps, death claws, Yao Guai, and here you go. Here's your reward for doing a bang-up job. It's a nice little pie, so take what you want out of that. And so I thought it would be funny for at the end of my video, like, what if the person that had been through this are like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm still like trapped in here and all I got was a fucking piece of pie. And so I'd have them like throw it in like disgust. Oh, that's actually how you get out. So that is achieved by placing a pressure pad like this down. It's a pressure switch actually that's connected to this powered door that's connected to power outside. And so it was placed in the wall, I think, with Quappa, so the wiring and stuff would all work. Because you can hook things up to power and then move them into place with Quappa, which is quality workaround place anywhere again, which is PS4's place anywhere. So it's triggered by anything that's put on it. It will transmit the power from the switch to the door. So boom, and that lets it open. And then our final switch, it's just a laser switch connected to these powered speakers and fireworks. So it will play all of these and it'll shoot off fireworks whenever you come out. Like, oh, you did it, you're victorious. You beat the Fens Phantom, you escaped, you're the only one. What the fuck? This is the first time I've moved into third person. I don't know why my face is like that. That's really weird. I promised I'm not racist. That's... Why is that like that? What the heck? I'm just gonna try and cover it up. I don't know why that looks like that. That's really weird. Yeah, I don't understand why that did that. Okay. But here we go. As soon as you walk out, you're triumphant. You did it. Let your guard down. Shouldn't let your guard down. And that's where the level would end. Alright, so that is the whole escape from the Fens Phantom level. All the traps, all the monsters, everything, and how I built all the triggers, how all that stuff works. So now I'm going to kind of take you around the outside and show you a little bit more of the behind the scenes stuff of what it looks like on the outside of this stuff, because it looks very different from the inside. So I started off at Starlight Drive-In. It's probably my favorite spot to build at, just because it's so big and open, and the build box is also really high naturally as well. I think I might have had a mod so that I could expand it a little bit further, but back in the OG vanilla days, this was the place to build at because you had so much room. So let me get into a couple of the build mode things so I can get around the outside and show you all what it looks like on the outside. Okay, so I am in the build mode now outside of the whole structure, and I'll show you guys a little bit of how this place actually functions behind the scenes with everything, because it is not lore friendly, to say the least. A lot of floating stuff like this around, and stuff like, you can see, like, here is the inside of the pipe that takes you down into the pit here. Because here's the thing, nobody was gonna see any more any other parts like outside of this, like in the video. So I really didn't feel like finishing off any of this, because I didn't think there was a point to it, because no one's gonna see it anyway. So I took a few liberties, and yeah, there's some floating boxes and stuff all around this, missing walls, because it is basically a set. That's what it is. It's not so much a settlement, it's more of a set level, like a level design, if you will, really, more than an actual settlement. So let me build some stairs up here and show you a little bit from the top, because it is very, very, very different. Alright, stairs, stairs, stairs. Cool. Also, I'm gonna shut those fucking microphones up. I'm gonna shut these up! Shut the fuck! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Quit! 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 Oh my god, I put so many wires in here. Just let me... Just want to get rid of... Just want to get rid of the one. Just... Alright. No more beeping. Okay, so let me take you up to the top, because this is a absolutely massively like tall structure. It's at least probably like 10 stories high. That's just a rough guess though. Shit. So basically with a level like this, you have to slowly have like a, not just where you're building, but also a setup to get where you're building. So almost like you got the this level I was trying to build, and here's the scaffolding that's around it that I use to get to places while I'm still building them. Because once again, I was gonna really make this completely lore friendly, so there wouldn't be all this just floating space and stuff jutting out in corners. But there really was just no point if no one was gonna see it. So I just took chances, took liberties. If they're not gonna see it, there's no point in actually building on it. because this originally was going to be I thought it would be cool and ironic if somehow instead of actually escaping, like you were dropped into something and then somehow it brought you all the way back in and dropped you through the floor and back into your cell, and like it was just one big like loop. But that was proved like almost impossible for me to do, so I just wanted to have like a clear beginning, a clear end, and then just go from there, because this was going to be like an elevator to like a control room that could easily like bring you in and out of the maze as like a lore friendly way of like, how are these people setting this stuff up and getting these to these people and putting them in their cells. Yeah, so I guess the final thing really to, well, no, I need to show more. So here we are back to the beginning. Just wanted to show the entrance actually first before I got into anything else more in the build. So you'll start off, you look nice today. I want it to be this really creepy start to like when you first wake up, like, oh shit, I've been drugged, I don't know where I am, I have a collar on my neck that's beeping, and then you're just disoriented and you walk out into this just creepy, overgrown, like prison looking facility, and oh, there's the exit, but good luck getting through all that mess. And then you just see like fucked up shit like that, or this one's actually really sad. It's really subtle, but I put a help me in the blocks, and like clearly some bad stuff has happened here with all the stuff that's around it, and it's just a really foreboding beginning to the level. But I'm gonna go outside here and show you a little bit more. Okay, so here we go to the bug room. Yeah! Screw this. There we go. Now we're building. Overlooking the bug room. Yeah, this is all just made with either factory pieces or barn pieces put together. They go pretty well together, honestly, to build this whole glass encased place. And I think some angled metal walls, like on the back, are retextured actually. On the you can see this. You can see the silver down there, and the orange that's running through. That's actually just retextures of let's see. I can actually show you. They're actually retextures of barns and of warehouses. Like they have, let's see, walls. Like here's the normal ones you would see. But also have, yeah, here they are, retextures of the same barns, warehouses, and stuff in all kinds of different colors, and that really lets you build super varied, and you can make some unique structures out of just these, because they have a lot of different angles and different like weird pieces like this thing that can really make it look different. So this is all actually just flooring, because what you'll do is you take you'll build two walls high, and then you build off of the center to be able to build the flooring pieces as actually roofing pieces. So normally you wouldn't be able to just attach this to the top of these walls, so you put down two walls, and then you'll put the flooring on that wall that's above where you want the ceiling to be, and then you just get rid of these, and then boom, you have flooring, but it's a ceiling, and you can see out through it. by the way, yeah, that's the entrance to that control room. It doesn't go into anywhere. No one's gonna see it. But the biggest struggle about this for so long was just maintaining my progress, because it's up so high that any trip, any fall, and you're not in like power armor or anything, because sometimes I can't be in power armor just because the HUD gets in the way, and I want to be more maneuverable, and so I had to go without it, and I just had setback after setback where I would just die, lose a ton of progress, get discouraged. And that's actually why it took so long for me to do this, because I had this concept for probably about a year, and then just the whole planning and putting together the whole level so it would fit with all of these conveyors and stuff. And so I guess that is about all of it. So if you do want to try actually building something like this, you need to first of all start with the conveyor system and build out your whole track, what you want to do for it, and then kind of go from there with it, and then build everything up around it. Because like what I did was I just started with just kind of like a rough layout, like of what would be in each room. Like coming around here, that's your entrance, and someone's watching you, and then you go down this way into the bug room, circle back around, that's where you get attacked by the dog, and then you get drowned into this shaft. And yeah, I just kind of thought out like what I wanted each room to be and how I would have the conveyor go through that layout. So it's trying to shoot at me right now. Yeah, but that is everything. So if you guys think this is helpful and you want to see me do more of these where I show a little bit more about how I built these places, like, subscribe, let me know what you want to do. Let me know what you want me to do next, I guess, if you want me to do another recap of these, because I am working on other things right now. I might show some of that as I'm doing it, or I might do some more of these where I kind of go in and explain some how some of the processes and stuff work in it. So alright, thanks. Young Sips out.